Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to talk to you guys about how freaking terrified I am. Yesterday I went out, have coffee with my dad and whatever, and, yesterday is when I realized how scared I am. How freaking terrified I am. I it's not so much because I have a house, it's the prospect of moving there and I'm moving an hour and a half, close to 2 hours away from my hometown, from my parents in general. My dad is my crutch. He really is. He is the guy who really helps me focus on my goals, so to say. Nathan is too, but my dad, especially in recent years, has really proved to be the guy that I need to get through certain things. He gives me great advice, all of that shit, and I don't know, I don't know, I am just scared, and it's the money, it's the fact that what if I completely fuck up, what's gonna happen then? What's going to happen if I lose the house? Am I going to be able to get back on my feet and stuff like that? That's what really, really bothers me. I've seen all of that, with people losing their houses and shit like that, the debt that comes along with it, and it amazes me that I actually decided to do this, because of the fact that what if something happens, something major, such as what if I lose the house, what if I'm not able to get a job, all these what ifs, and it terrifies me, absolutely terrifies me, because if something happens like that, I lose the house, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? What if I'm stranded in the falls and I have no real support system out there, right? I don't. My grandmother lives about a half hour to an hour away from, because she lives in Hamilton, she lives about a half hour to an hour away, and my parents live farther, and my whole family basically lives here, and it's what the fuck am I getting myself into? What am I getting myself into? Because of the fact that I have no one except for Nathan and possibly my mom. So I don't know, it's scary. It's one of those things that now I'm really thinking, I'm really realizing what I'm doing with myself, what I'm doing to myself. So I don't know. I don't know. My dad really put into perspective on how scared I am. And I have to give him some kudos for that, because honestly, me and him had a bit of an argument. We were talking for a couple weeks, so I never really talked to him about this. He knew, we got into an argument just after I got just after we closed, or just after we settled everything with the previous owners. So I don't know. I don't know. I wish he was there when we went through and he could point out to me what was wrong and all of that shit. But of course he wasn't. Like, it's pretty far, and sitting that long in a car with 3 other people, it's not that much fun. It's not that fun at all. But I'm truly terrified. I didn't realize how much it's going to take to do this. Like, I didn't realize how much funds I needed for this stuff. Like, next year it'll be easier because of my next lump sum. I can do what I wish with it for the house, right? But until then, it's scary because, like, I have to get a job, of course. I have to make arrangements for everything, and I have to really think. I didn't completely think this through. It was kind of, if I don't do this now, I'm never gonna do it, right? Like, it was one of those, I need to do it, otherwise it's not gonna happen. I had to really push myself to get this house. I had to, because it would have turned into, okay, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do this, all of a sudden, where's the money gone? How am I gonna put a down payment on the house and whatever? And it's gotten to that point again where I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do, right? Because all the money that I saved up for went to my down payment, went to my lawyer, and all of that, right? So I'm sitting on nothing, essentially, because of the fact that I was stupid, and now I kind of made a bit of a stupid decision, but not at the same time, right? Like, I made the stupid decision of jumping into getting the house. Like, I think me and Nathan, like, talked about it off and on, like, when do we want to get a house, and I kept saying, I'm never going to, I'm gonna live in an apartment for the rest of my life, because then I don't have to deal with the fact that, what if something happens, what if I lose the place, whatever, right? But then when I decided, you know what, it'd be a good idea, because then I can build my equity eventually. If we do sell the house, I can get something out of it, right? But, like, what's gonna happen if I seriously fuck up? That is the most terrifying thing to me. That if I fuck up, what am I gonna do about it? Are there gonna be people who are disappointed in me? Are they gonna be proud of me that I actually went and through this huge ordeal? If I lose the house, are people gonna be disappointed in me because, well, you were stupid enough to buy it, why couldn't you be smart enough to do what you had to do to keep it, right? And that's the thing for me. I'm more scared of people being disappointed in me and being upset with me than when I make stupid decisions. I'm more terrified of them being disappointed than being sad or upset with me. You get what I mean? I'm gonna start walking. There's some kids playing soccer in the field over here. But, like, that's honestly what I'm more scared of. That my dad, for one, my mom, my grandparents, like, my papa wasn't too helpful with the fact that I wanted to get a house. Like, he's like, oh, you don't have a job, they're not gonna accept it, and da-da-da-da, right? Constantly saying that. Well, they accepted me, that's for sure. They accepted me pretty quickly, too. Like, it took no time at all to get accepted. But then there's the fact that he's happy. He's happy for me, but it's kind of like, well, what the hell, right? My 20-year-old granddaughter is getting a house with next to just not having a job and using her car accident settlement, right? And some people are kind of like, well, you kind of done fucked up there, Summer. You did, because of the fact that, well, you didn't save up, you didn't get a job. Like, I feel horrible about it because I haven't had a job in about 3 years. And, like, mainly because due to school, like, I had an issue with going to school and having a job and stuff like that. Like, it terrified me. It really did. And kids are coming out to play. Why are you coming out to play? It's fucking cold out here. So, but I don't know. It scares me. It really, really scares me. Like, what I'm happy about is that I haven't cried yet. I'm really happy about that I have not cried yet. Because I was about to yesterday, talking to Dad, like, it's something that I never believed that I could really do, is get a house. Then again, like, I decided quite a while ago not to go back to school, and that I wasn't going to get a house. So I made a lot of big decisions that I probably shouldn't have then. I should have waited to say, hey, you know what, I'm done with school. I'm not coming back. Not for a while. If I do, it's going to be quick and simple. I'll go get my GED. Well, that hasn't happened. Like, if I was smart about it, I would have finished high school. If I was smart about it, I would have saved up my money. If I was smart in general and really realized how much depended on this, like how much of my life really depended on my money, I would have done everything so much more different. I don't know. Things would have been a hell of a lot different. But I dug my grave, or I dug a hole, and now I gotta deal with it, right? So, you know, I'll come to terms with it sooner or later. Like right now, it still hasn't clicked that I own a house. Kinda hasn't totally settled in yet, the thought of it. But the money and everything, I'll eventually settle that, I guess. I'll fix it. But that's what you guys are here for, to watch me fix it. For me to prove to everybody that I can do this. Especially prove myself that I can do this. And then this documents the fact that I did, right? So, yeah. So, you guys have a great one. And we'll see you tomorrow. Possibly at the house. Don't know yet. But we'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I'm in a better place with myself tomorrow. So, and no more depressing vlogs. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later, and you guys have a good one. Bye.